looks like it's going to be Paris Letdowns trying to fight in from that bad side. Manitoba Mallards trying to keep those spawns for that P2. It's going to be Juice, Relax, Dems, and Waves against Legoshi, Piz, that one guy, and Karisu. So going to get some action started. Juice takes that fight off the break, but Paris Letdowns find their way into the hill. They got some good map control here off the start of the game.
Yeah, one thing to talk about, they did change the spawns on this map for S&D and Control, so the side that spawns P2 gets to the middle faster in those game modes, but on Hardpoint, it's going to be the opposing side, that P3 side spawn, that's going to get to middle faster, and that's really kind of what's kind of started this game. They got there fast, but unfortunately Paris slowing down, grabbing the first gunfights. They get the initial time here, but now it's all scrappy again on this P1.
Yeah, kind of a tough start for Manitoba. They do not get the kills off the break. One player sneaks their way into bottom churches and flip those spawns right on their head off the break. And, there's 10 seconds left, but player 6 with a big kill over on the rotation. If he can stay alive, maybe he can find some P2 time. But Legoshi just slaying here on the P1 for the time being.
Yeah, and already Paris kind of down off the initial break. They got up, but now they're starting to look to hold over here. The push coming in now from Manitoba's spawns for Paris. Number 1 trying to hold in the back, gets pushed by 3 players, and now the back control the way of Manitoba. Players trying to flip around, watch the back. Relax managed to pick up one. Legoshi on the trade. Piz as well. Dem's going to be on plat trying to pick up these players that are inside of L, watching over his teammate inside the time, trying to find everything he can. That guy right there, number 7, he's going to be swinging up to plat. Hopefully going to be able to take that one down as the scrap time just continue to go back and forth. Down to 30 seconds now on this hill. I would be surprised if we see teams go ahead and rotate over to P3.
Yeah, and Paris is able to, re-rotate those spawns into their favor, but that kind of gives Manitoba the opportunity to rotate to that P3. And, while Paris Letdowns have the lead off the break, this big kill out of Dems, they are still spawning on that rooftop side, though. Manitoba going to have to find a good amount of time here because this is a super big hill in the grand scheme of things here.
Yeah, and this tireless push from Manitoba, they're just flooding out Dems. Dems not going to be able to pick anybody up. That guy going to be able to clear him out. But the push in from the remaining Paris players are starting to flood in. However, Manitoba on a nice hold here managed to clean out the spawn. This flood, though, from all sides of the map like a pincher coming in from roofs, from arch, from L. Can they find the kills here? One goes down. The trades are in. And we got back-to-back spawns flipping in and out.
Yeah, it does happen on this map. Manitoba spawning up at that close P1 side. And now, the pressure's going to be on the hill oh so quick. Legoshi with a big 2-piece. Make it a 3-piece to cement that time. But it may not be too long till player 1 tries to re-break those. And the pinch is coming in for the Paris Letdowns.
Yeah, and here we come. The Paris Letdowns, they get the flood in. They get the 4 down. Then they're going to start pushing out towards that P4. Cutoff kill gets taken down, and now only 3v3 for the retake. Relax going to be able to pick up one over on that side, but the trades quickly come in. We're going to be a little bit scrappy here. It's really going to depend on these spawns. Paris still spawning that roof side, so majority control will go the way of Manitoba right now. Can they find something here? Trying to find this hold. They are down for right now, but the game is still close. Juice going to try to slide in, try to find these kills. That guy takes down one. Relax quickly on the trades, though. The pinches continue to come through. 2 versus 2. That guy just trying to stall for time. Gets taken down, but the spawn's still in the back for Manitoba.
Yeah, and this looks a lot like that P3 rotation for the Manitoba Mallards. They had that rotation. They had the time for a good couple of seconds, but Paris Letdowns able to slide their way in, play the trades oh so well, and they cement that time. And it's kind of why they found themselves up in the game so far. They are only up by 20 points, but, on as mixy as a hard point as this has been so far, you got to take any lead you can get here.
Yeah, another rotation, 2P5 with 10 seconds left. No cutoff kills yet, but then big battle inside of New already. That's going to be a win by Karisu. Players trying to flood on over. 1 player in for Manitoba. He's managing to find 2 now, but the pinch from top coming through. Karisu continues to find these kills. That was 3 on the hill. Big plays out of him with support of his teammates. And so the spawns will have flipped. Paris spawning fire. They will try to flood in through here and bottom well, but the spawns continue to favor Manitoba. Sliding out, a great play out of Paris to be patient, punish that mistake, and now flooding in. Can the kills come through for Manitoba? They will, and Karisu on a 5.
Yeah, and this might be exactly what Manitoba needed. They had some good rotations, but they were never really able to win those, first wave of gunfights. But this time around, they've definitely been able to get a couple kills in their favor and hold down this hill to the max. So doing a great job so far. Let's see if they can keep it up. They find themselves up around 15 points here, but as we know, as we talked about before this game started, that P1 on the second rotation is going to be oh so important.
Yeah, and that guy I feel like is somebody that he is a sub for this roster at this point, coming in on the Tuesday, filling in for Manitoba. He's actually found quite a few two pieces throughout this map so far, really cementing on the rotations here, kind of picking up these major kills for Manitoba to find. And now the flood coming in, 3v3, now 3v2 as Paris pick off one. The push getting aggressive from Lax. Great play out of him to find those kills, and the L is very, very focused. Relax might push that flank. Nope, just going to back off, hold this P1. Trades go back and forth. Juice picking up 2. Dims on 1, and now that guy just going to try to flood over. He does manage to get the spawn flip, but Paris finally going to be able to read that.
Yeah, Manitoba sneaks through, but Paris find themselves with the kills in their favor. Relax on a 5 streak. Let's see if he can work for that glide bomb. The spawns have been flipping back and forth all game as any, but for now the P2 should be in control of the Paris Letdowns, but the pressure still is coming in for the Manitoba Mallards. They get the final second on that P1, and now Manitoba is going to have to push out these spawns.
Yeah, and a spawn inside bottom church for a ways. He's going to try to find some of these cutoff kills, but it looks like the same old song story. Manitoba trying to flood into the back as Paris trying to hold. If Manitoba can get this flip, will certainly help them get back into this lead that Paris have stole back off that P1. Couple of trades, not really relevant at the moment. Spawns are coming up. It still seems as though Manitoba holding on, finding these crucial trades on the point. Dims try and do what he can, go top church for these power positions. A cutoff kill here on the side of that guy. He's going to be able to find that kill. Legoshi chasing down the ones in the back. 2 back there. Manitoba still having dominating control over this point, despite Paris having the spawns for most of this time.
Yeah, Paris just hasn't really found a good time to make that team push in. And, it's kind of costed them here. Manitoba find themselves back into the game. They find themselves, the 10-point lead before this P3 pops, but you got to remember, Zenny, they also have those rotations to P3, so these fights off the rotation here are going to be oh so important, but, off the P3 we saw the first time around, this could get quite mixy.
Yeah, I think our star players for Manitoba are definitely that guy and Caruso, popping 2 and 3 pieces whenever they can. That guy poised for another one as they line up for him. He melees the first one. Is he going to be able to find the second? Running routes around now. Does not manage to find the second. Unfortunately, Paris with a commanding 3, almost 4 down as they get on this P3 rotation. The flood now coming in from L. It's going to be relaxed. He's going to be able to find 2 of that. They line up for him. And the pre-aim still continuing to be held. Trying to flood through L. Trying to flood through Arch. They managed to find 1. Find 2. That duo we mentioned previously. Going to be able to find 3. And now this pre-aim's coming towards this tile side. The predictable spawns, but now spreading out. Paris have been worn thin. They're going to have to rotate here in order to try to gain back this lead.
Yeah, and Zenny, this game has been so close, so back and forth after the first rotation and going into this P4 hill. So, at some point, the straw is going to break the camel's back. One of these teams is going to find a good amount of time here, and I think it could come down to this P4. This P4 could decide the game here, Zenny.
Oh, and that was a nice kill out of Juice. Is going to definitely hold on to the spawns for him. Piz trying to do what he can. Not quite able to do so. Waves playing his life. Legoshi trying to be the player for Manitoba inside the hill. Gets taken down. The kills quickly come in for Paris. Piz, though, going to be a remaining nuisance in the front. Gets quickly taken down. But one player, this going to be Caruso, manages to sneak in the back. Get those spawns. And now all players all inside the hill. And that's going to be sufficient time for Manitoba.
Sufficient time for sure. This could be a big hold for them, and let's not forget Manitoba had a very solid P5 off the first rotation of hill, so if they can try to replicate that here second time around, it could change everything here. But Paris opts for the early rotation here. They're all set up here in this P5 area, and if they can get a couple kills to their favor, but all the kills go in the favor of Manitoba. That is a big 4 down, Zenny. Now Manitoba have complete control, and they have the P5 for the time being. It's going to be up to Paris to break here.
Yeah, Paris going to have to get in, going to have to do something. Does not manage to find the opening kills, and 3 continue to go down. Juice is the last one. He falls as well. Caruso on a 5. That glide going to be so close. He needs to grab that just for the reinsurance policy. Legoshi on the flank up middle. Manages to take down 2. Caruso on a 6th. And now Relax also gets taken down. 4 down for Paris. The spawns come up. Caruso playing this cheeky little cruddy corner, trying to grab this glide bomb. Only 1 kill off. Player going to run in front of him. He's going to be able to grab. That's the insurance policy secured if this goes to P1. But Legoshi continuing to pick up players. Well, they run in front of him. Caruso picks up 2 more. And with 20 seconds remaining on this hill, I believe they have just enough ticks to get it there. They're spreading out towards P1 just in case, though. And Paris crumbling in front of us.
Paris definitely crumbling for the time being, but it looks like we have some sort of a freeze here for the time being. Not sure if that's lag just on our side, but it's definitely a close game here. Manitoba find themselves up 241 to 181 here. They find a 60-point lead, but the rotation going to the P1. It looks like Paris has control for the time being, but only one Manitoba Mallards push can break this whole setup, and they can find the win here.
Yeah, Caruso is on a 10, finally gets taken down. Legoshi quick on the trade of his fallen partner. And now the flood has to come over for Paris. You have to be quick, only 4 seconds remaining for Manitoba. Dims takes down 1 Piz quickly on the trade, and no one's close enough for Paris. And Manitoba will go up 1-0 with a nice Tuscan hardpoint victory.
Yeah, and the game was so close, so back and forth, Zenny, but it definitely came down to that second P5. And, we saw it in real time, that big 4 down for Manitoba right before that P5.
Looks like on the offensive start, got Manitoba. They're going to have an early decision here to make. Do they want to play mid, A, or B? And off the rip, it looks like Legoshi, maybe the bomb carrier. No, it'll actually be Fizz. He's going to be picking up that bomb. And here comes that middle control already given to Paris. Oh, bad timing on Relax. Trades go down the bottom house. Legoshi coming in for the retrade. That's going to be able to find the second pick. And an early 3 versus 2 for Manitoba.
Manitoba find themselves with the life advantage. The tough part is, though, Piz does lose that bomb in the middle building. So they're going to have to fight their way toward that. And, as they need to think about what they want to do next, Dems is fighting the way into their spawn. He throws that nade over. May give them some idea of where he is, but probably not, as he's on this deep flank, just trying to get any sort of info. But it looks like this player, Caruso, turns around at just the right time, and now it's a 3v1 for Juice. He looks at Legoshi, but unable to take that first fight, and now they know where he is, and they decide to take that bomb and plant it straight at that A site.
Yeah, that was an interesting chow out of Legoshi. Legoshi has an MP40. He's just chowing that automaton. Juice catches him on the reflanks, and now 1 versus 2 for him, but 35 seconds to work with when you're across the map from the site is a tall task to ask for. Caruso, that guy, absolutely phenomenal throughout the HP. Now in the 2 versus 1 for round number 1, setting the tempo here in the S&D. Can Juice get this one done? He sees one up top just by the pixel. Doesn't quite know he's there, unfortunately. Players in the outer. He manages to almost find that kill, but the trade, the reach out with that guy comes through, and Manitoba are sending the tempo.
Yeah, big offensive win for the Manitoba Mallards, and off the break, that's a big round win because those offenses can be hard to come by at times. They find themselves in a life advantage and they take complete control of it. Find themselves in a 2v1, and they play the pinch. So good plays out of them. Now you got to translate that to the defensive side, and our star player for the Manitoba Mallards, Caruso, starting off at 3-0 already. He's being that man for the Manitoba Mallards to fight, and if he can keep going with this, he can definitely find himself a glide bomb. But looks like Paris going to be running toward that B site and quick planning it. Yeah,
they're quick planning. Unfortunately, Caruso, not quite that guy, because that guy is that guy for Manitoba, unfortunately. And a quick plant for Paris. And now Manitoba forced into a retake. Relax finds 1 Piz quickly on a trade. And now, slowing down just a little bit, Manitoba are searching through all the angles. Piz breaking down the wall. Shots going across map, but here comes Piz on the flank. Looking for the kills. Dims sliding away. Piz finds the kill. Nice little shots out of him there. Gonna just go ahead and hop the bomb, but here comes Waves from the top. Finds the first. Is he going to check bomb? He will. The Juice there as well. Now, 13 seconds left. Not enough time for that guy to find these kills and get the bomb defused. And Paris, on the back of a rush plant, managed to tie it up 1-1.
Yeah, and I like the play out of Paris. Desert Siege, quite the big map. And when you make a rush plant like that, you're kind of forcing Paris to make some quick decisions. And, the decisions work out in Paris's favor. So they win that round. And I definitely liked what I saw out of them in that offense. So, 1-1 game here, and it's going to be up to Manitoba to keep these offensive rounds rolling in.
Yeah, and I think Manitoba, past those 2 rounds, even in the first one, a little bit playing a little bit slower. Nothing inherently wrong with that as long as everybody's on the same page. But it'd be interesting to see if Paris tries to combat this by playing a little bit more aggressive on the offensive. But the early battles going towards mid, Piz, getting there late on the offensive side, and Waves a nice long range pick with the auto. Stun comes out, nade comes through now. Piz managing to get away from that nade, and Juice has this whole B side, noting that to his teammates likely that nobody's over here. Wave's going to rotate on over, give him some more support. But now, Relax taking down the bomb carrier top, and now 2v4 Manitoba.
2v4 for Paris in their favor. Manitoba going to have to find that bomb and get it down, but they have this full mid-map control for the time being. They are working up the left as well. Relax sees both of them, gets shots into one, gets that one guy. Can he get the other one? Big two-piece out of the Paris Letdowns to close out that round, and that's a big defensive win. If Paris can keep this rolling, they're going to be looking good here, but Relax with a big two-piece, like we said, starting out 5-2 on the game, playing fantastic so far.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for Manitoba, right? Piz has to slow down with that bomb. You get picked, you're forcing your team into a pretty unreasonable situation by having to push into top, in a 4v2 with bomb down up there. So just slow down a little bit, try to get more control of the map. And honestly, Paris looking much, much better in this S&D than they were in the hard point, especially Waves. Already on a 2-streak now. The long-range gunfight coming for Caruso, and now the middle battle coming through as well. Piz managed to take down one Legoshi quick on the trade, and Manitoba might be set to rebound.
Might be set to rebound, but Dems almost evens up the odds here. 3-2 scenario here, and there's still a lot of time left in this round for Paris to find another pick. Maybe Manitoba working their way up the map quite quickly. He has that call out on Legoshi that he's in his spawn. There's a fight back there, but Legoshi's able to take it onto Juice. That leaves Dems in a 1v3, and they should have the info on where he is. Karisu looking for him, but Dems takes those shots into that top tower area, but the Automaton's a little stronger at that range, and the Manitoba Mallards even it up at 2.
Yeah, tough gunfight there as well, not just the MP40, but any gunfight peeking through those windows. Always a tough one, and Manitoba, good rebound on the defense. Now going to have to be able to take an offense, hopefully swing this back in their favor.
Yeah, and obviously we know at this point both teams good on their offenses, both teams good on their defenses. They've both won one of each. So, Zenny, I mean, if they can keep this up, this should go the distance. But we are at just the inception of this game. 2-2 so far, and it looks like Manitoba wants to take advantage of that middle map yet again. Piz playing a little bit more passive with the bomb, and that's definitely what we like to see.
Yeah, Caruso, Dems, these two players, now 3 for Manitoba. They're trying to look towards this B site, try to find Dems. He's going to be the key player for this B zone. Has the submachine gun out. So any close range gunfights, he most certainly the favorite. He sees Caruso, throws the stun over. Is he going to get over Zelsa Chaldis? Manages to find the hit marker stun, throws the nade over. Gets taken down, unfortunately, as he was not prepared for the AR battle. Leaving Paris in a tough 3v4 situation now. Piz has the bomb down. He could get it for free, but unfortunately pushing in to this B, or to this top zone, to this middle building. Paris have backed up. Getting the bomb down on B, most certainly the favorable play.
Yeah, and it looks like they will plant that as of now. Paris still has yet to get any sort of, important B control. But there is a pinch coming in from all sides. Relax, trying to find some sort of a sneak through here, and he does make it. But Piz is on the run for him. Karisu has the angle as well. The kill comes in onto Relax, but Juice is here on the bomb, and might he be able to just hop on it right now? But that one guy jumps right in there and takes him out. It's going to be Waves left in the 1v4, and he gets absolutely four-manned on that tank. And Manitoba Mallards take that third round of the game, and I really just think it comes down to that first fight from Dems onto that outer, beach area, because I feel like he's the most important player at that B site, and he kind of tunnel visions into Caruso there on those, deep right sandbags, and once he dies, the round is kind of in Manitoba's favor, unless Paris was able to get B control, which they were not, because, the Mallards were all over that B bomb site.
Yeah, I really think that in that spot, you either have to call for a teammate to help or back up. It's really going to be an unfavorable situation, especially Caruso. He's been lights out all series, especially with that AR. Such a great shot on that man. And now Legoshi pushing up at her, finding Waves. Early pick from Manitoba. He's going to push right on through. And it looks like Paris kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place. They know somebody's on the flank, but they also know the pressure is coming through from this middle building. Legoshi just going rogue, trying to find these players in the back. Dims is going to be able to spot him out here. Unfortunately, as the sniper does manage to get the pick off with the pistol, so now are evening it up 3-3.
And now he has that sniper and automaton in hand. He's deadly at all ranges, except for maybe super close. But, he's got 2 guns in hand now. And, Manitoba forced to make a decision here. They do have some good map control. They have their B presence. They have their A presence. And, of course, Piz holding that middle of the map. But it looks like Paris is opting more toward this A bomb site as of now. But they're going to have to fight through Kurisu first. He sees one, puts some shots into it, but he doesn't know that player's coming behind him. That's Relax. And now it's a 2v2 situation. Piz and that guy versus Dems and Relax. And it's going to be a good fight here. Piz takes down Relax, leaving Dems in a 1v2 with that bomb with 13 seconds left. He's going to have to make a crazy play here. He sees one in front of him with Piz with the last 2 kills in the round to close out that one for Manitoba.
Yeah, great play out of Piz. 4-2 now for Manitoba. Honestly, just the timings worked out in his favor. He was able to run some routes and truly gave them that round. Paris almost looked like they had a rebound, especially off the back of that Dims kill on the flank, unfortunately, just not going to be able to continue to pick up those kills. And Paris, going on the defensive now, Manitoba have played their offenses a little bit slower than most people I've seen. Paris opted for the rush plant earlier this game. Manitoba has decided to play a little bit slower, and look at the early rush from Paris to get into this middle building. 3 sent in. Piz on the 4th street gets shot in the back. Gonna end that one right there. That guy up top as well. And that's gonna be bombed down in the building with the majority of the Paris players.
Dem sees Kurisu on this palm tree, but he gets taken down at long range, so that evens it up at 3-3. And Legoshi also moves around this deep left side of the map, and Manitoba just have all of the map control in the world. Paris Letdowns are trapped in this middle building for the time being, but let's not forget that bomb is in there as well. Legoshi looking for any type of player he can, but both of these players, Letdowns players, in this top area, and they're just fighting their way around it. They're forcing Paris or Manitoba to fight their way in, and it's just impossible for now. Legoshi evens it up to a 1v1. Relaxed versus Legoshi. He's chasing him down, but Legoshi doesn't know he's on the chase. He sees him, puts some bullets into him, but opts to run away. 25 seconds left, though. Someone's going to have to get that bomb down.
Yeah, Relax can continue to run routes as long as he knows that Legoshi doesn't have the bomb. He's just continuing to run around. 15 seconds left on the clock. Legoshi gonna have to go to the kill. There's no way he can sprint across map, get bombed down as well. 10 seconds left. Relax has resigned himself into this corner as he knows that Legoshi has this AR. This gunfight's certainly most favorable for him. 1 second left on the clock, and a great round played from Paris Letdowns.
Yeah, and a ring around the rosy hide-and-seek style 1v1 from those 2 players, and Paris uses it to their advantage. They close out the round, and that's kind of a big round there, Zenny, because, 5-2, definitely not a place you want to be, but Paris Letdowns shut it down for the time being, and now they're back on the offensive end, and they want to even this thing up at 4-4.
Yeah, they're certainly going to come back hard on this offense. I actually want to see a rush point out of them, maybe towards the A side this time. The map spread, less control over towards B for Manitoba, more control towards A as that guy is trying to push through for this flank. Not cut off just quite yet. He managed to get around waves on the early pick for Paris. It's going to be big, and the flank is caught out as well. It's now left up to Piz and Legoshi. Piz finds one. Piz does not manage to find the second, however. Juice picking up him. Legoshi, familiar spot. Paris, though, tie it up 4-4.
And Manitoba, wouldn't you agree, Zenny, getting a little bit overzealous on that defense? We're just going insane on the map trying to make plays, but at some point you have to reel it in a little bit because you're not going to win defenses by just trying to go for kills. You got to force them to plant that bomb, especially a Paris team that has obviously they went for the rush plant a couple times, but you want to force them to plant the bomb on a map like Desert Siege because there's so many options. I don't know. I just don't agree with the type of play they just made there, but if they can reel it into the next defense, they can hopefully send us to around 11, but for the time being, Paris is going to be on that defensive end, and it looks like they're trying to work that A from the Manitoba Mallards.
Great map spread out of Paris to start this off. Waves gets aggressive, takes the long-range gunfight versus Kurisu. Is the pinch going to come in? It will. Number 3, Piz going to take him down. 4 versus 3 for Manitoba now. The early middle controlled by Paris, but Piz has a free plant over here towards A. Number 4 managed to get all the way through that middle building. Apparently saw no one and no one saw him. A ghost off the scene already. Now 3 versus 4 Paris is going to have to be the retake. Players trying to pinch in, pinch around, do what they can. One player, number 6, is close on bomb, gets taken down. Legoshi on the quick kill as he picks up a second one, and now Dems left in the 1 versus 4. Unlikely situation, I have to say. With 25 seconds left, you can dream all you want, but this is going to be another lead for Manitoba.
Big kill to close out that round for the Manitoba Mallards, and they find themselves up 5-4. At map point to send this to a 2-0 lead for the Manitoba Mallards. So, if you're Manitoba, you really want to close this one out. 2-0 is a great feeling in Call of Duty, and, you can't let Paris get back into this one, but, their offense has worked to their favor. If Paris can get this bomb down quick and try to make Manitoba make a play, I feel like they can win this, but Paris needs to make the right play call here.
Round 10s are always worse than round 11s. If you're up going into the round 10, you're kind of scared because you really don't want it to go to a round 11. But at round 11, you just have to be like, all right, let's just do this. And unfortunately for Manitoba, they're going to be in that spot. Legoshi pushed up outer just like he was the previous round. B control, strong for Manitoba. Dems definitely has the information on Piz. Can he find a sightline? He actually might have seen one up top, as well as it looks like that guy just flew from the rooftops, Assassin's Creed style, trying to fly over. The pinch is coming in now from Legoshi and that guy. They're trying to find these early opening picks. But Paris, looks like they're stuck on all ends. That guy be able to find the opening. A quick trade out of Relax. Legoshi still on this flank, and it looks like Dim's reading it perfectly. He's so patient. He finds the kill. That's going to be a nice 3 versus 2 now for Paris. They have the bomb still as well. Which way will they swing it? Piz pushing out, going on this flank, trying to get behind the rest of the team. Caruso trying to hold the front line. Long-range shots just gives up the information, and A, going to be open. The plant starting to come through.
Dems so aware of these Manitoba Mallards pinches, but Relax, able to get one kill onto Caruso, leaving Piz in a 1v3, and Paris Letdowns win the round. You know what that means, Zenny? We are going to a round 11 here on Desert Siege.
Round 11. A great play out of Dem, star player of that round, just holding down the flank. And that's one of those things where I think Manitoba might have done that too many times. 1 round you're flanking, yeah, it's a good play. 2 rounds you're flanking, you're kind of just egging them on a little bit. You flank in 3 or 4 more times, you can't be mad if you get countered. And that's kind of just what happened there. But Paris have offense. Manitoba, I'd like to see them slow down here. Most of their lost defensive round wins have come from them playing too fast. So it looks like that's exactly what they're going to do. Caruso taking some early pop shots, but Piz finds one. Piz finds the second. Absolutely Piz slamming on the Paris Letdowns right now. Legoshi finds the third. And Dems, the man did work last round, but not today. Manitoba, send us to map 3 up 2-0.
Manitoba get the last laugh on Desert Siege. Piz with the big opening 2-piece to get the round in their favor, and after that, it was just a snowball effect from the Manitoba Mallards.
Just the way that things work out. Going over to ticks now instead of kills, it's going to be a lot more aggressive for this control play style. Back in the first major, we saw a lot of the CDL teams. It was 15-15 with 2 minutes on the clock. You might as well just stay in your spawn. But now with ticks, you just gotta keep getting aggressive. And Caruso, definition of aggressive, picks up 2, make it a 3rd off the break of the game. And now he's already holding pre-angles. This guy has got 4 in a row right off the start, searching for a 5th. Relax gets taken down by the teammate Legoshi, and he's in a power position now to continue to go and work towards these streaks.
Yeah, and definitely a rough break for the Paris Letdowns. They let Caruso absolutely take over on the A point off the break here. He finds himself on a 4 streak, and, the worst nightmare for the Paris Letdowns is if he's able to get any sort of glide bomb, which he doesn't. Waves takes him down, so that's a huge kill, and they find themselves on the B point. So with A and B in control for the Paris Letdowns, Legoshi does take down Waves, so now the focus does go toward that B point. If you can make sure that they don't get a tick here, that's successful, but Relax is able to get a big kill onto Piz, but that one guy takes him down. But the pressure's still over here on that B site, but Legoshi's cutting off the A spawners.
Yeah, Legoshi has to go huge here because the setup for Paris is so solid. Juice can just afford to stay down. Dems has got his cross. Caruso, though, guys had a beamer all series. Managed to find that kill, quickly clear off the B zone. That's 1 tick, though. helping towards that round 5 defense should we get there, but Legoshi continuing to go absolutely rogue in the spawn. Piz now trying to find what he can do towards P1, finds one, not going to be able to find the second. Paris mounting another push over towards B. 2 go down for Paris, though. They're continuing to slide out, make that a third, and that's going to be 1 player remaining. Dims trying to hop on B, trying to make a solo effort. And Manitoba finally do realize that, hey, he's on there. And are actually going to sacrifice a 3-stack on A from Paris in order to clear off this B zone.
Yeah, and they get a tick over at B, so that's a W for the Paris Letdowns. If they can cap this A point, it would make up for all of those, giving up spawn kills out of Legoshi, but it looks like they should be able to do so. I mean, they got 4 players stacked on that point. They get that A point, and that's a fantastic play out of Paris. That one player pushes their way onto the B site, kind of, makes Manitoba turn around, find their way toward that B zone, and, it allows the rest of Paris to 4-stack onto the A point. They close out that cap within seconds, and now the focus turns to B, but you only got 7 more lives to work with here.
Yeah, Juice kind of has to make a huge play here in the back as Manitoba are just continuing to sit at the spawn trap. That guy's on a 5, make it a 6 now with the pistol kill. P1 going to be the incoming fight now. Relax managed to pick up a 2-piece. That might be the break that Paris needs, but it's looking rather dire. 5-13. That guy continuing to hunt for this glide bomb. No respawns remaining now for Paris as the kills continue to fly through. A couple of trades going each and every way. Waves gets taken down. Full streaks now for that guy. The trade comes in, but honestly, it's going to be a close one. However, Juice hopped on. Going to be able to grab this second tick. So 5 ticks if they get to this round 5 from this round 1 victory. And teammates coming through. Kills continue to fly through for Manitoba. 2 versus 6. The trades continue to come in. Dims left in an impossible scenario. 1 versus 5. This is no Methods versus NYSL. This is Manitoba versus Paris. And unfortunately, Dims continuing to get bullets rained down on him will finally go down.
He could not pull a Zinni for the Winnie here on the Gavudu control, but, that is a W, like we were talking about. They got 5 ticks there in that round, and, that's a big number to take, in an offensive round. While Manitoba may find their way up 1-0, if Paris can, stifle some of those pushes toward B from Manitoba, they find themselves up in the tick column here. So, Paris going to have to focus here on this defense because this is a big round for them going forward.
Yeah, and honestly, I think we're kind of seeing a bit of a swap from the S&D. Paris, I think you're playing just a little too aggressive at times. Kind of slow down, clear out these Manitoba players in your spawn might give you a little bit more success, but the initial push comes through. That's already 2 on B for Manitoba. 2 continue to fall for Paris. Now Waves, player in middle, finding these shots. Legoshi takes one down. Caruso aims true. And the kills continue to come through for Manitoba as the cap coming through. Dims picking off players off of his spawn, finds one. Relax finds one. Juice picks up the third. And Waves, going to be the last one to complete the set. Can he do it? Nope. Juice takes his kill, but 2 ticks over towards A for Manitoba. Already on that hot progress. They're going to go ahead and move on over. Stuns come out. 3 go down, and Manitoba get wiped. Come back stronger.
Yeah, they absolutely do. Dems gets taken down as well, so this cap should come in, and Manitoba Mallards have themselves 2 minutes here to try to secure any sort of ticks they can on the B point. They do have a glide bomb in hand, so they can definitely work with that from the side of that one guy, but it looks like they're trying to make a slow push up to this green zone, but all the kills are coming in for the the Paris Letdowns, and now Relax can find his way into their spawn.
Yeah, that's good info regardless of if he gets a kill, but he managed to find Piz now. The spawn trap happened to Paris. Can they make it happen to Manitoba? Manitoba looking towards their middle, trying to clear that out as much as they can. Waves gets overzealous there, not able to find anything as well. That guy finds a nice little 2-piece, snapping and beaming. However, they've forgotten about Relax. He's on the flank. He manages to find one. Juice as well. Juice manages to find the second. Can Relax find the fourth? Nope, he's just going to go ahead and try to find these kills off spawn, which he begins to do. Finds one. Waves completes the set now. And Paris, they've regained control here in this round number 2.
They absolutely have Zenny Manitoba, only with 14 lives left. Only a 3 life advantage though, so with a minute left, they might be able to find their way back into this round. But you're gonna have to start getting waves of kills in your favor because right now Paris seems to have a good amount of control here on the map. But Manitoba finds some opening here. Dems though kind of evens the odds here, takes down that first push, and that one guy gets spotted out as well. Player 7, that's going to be Piz, trying to pressurize this P1 area as well. But for the time being, Paris, have some sort of control here.
Yeah, I gotta pick up these flanks. Relax, though. He's managed to finesse himself into a crucial spot. It's kind of almost flipped here as Manitoba have managed to find their way into the back. Manages to find one. The trades come through now? Manitoba on this B zone, inside the spawn of Paris. The kills come through fast, and now Piz, last player remaining on this B zone. It's gonna be 13-7 lives. 20 seconds remaining on the clock, and Paris have looked dominant throughout this defensive round. That guy still has streaks, probably gonna save them for the next defensive round. And Manitoba stunted in their tracks, as we're going to be going into a 1-1 tie game, round number 3, with Paris up 2 ticks.
Yeah, that's a big factor as well. The round 5 defense is so important on a map like Gavudu. I'm sure we all know that at this point. But, Paris, they're looking good here in the control. We have a solid first offense, and the defense, I would say, is even more solid. I was, maybe somewhat expecting Manitoba to come out all guns a-blazing and maybe fry their way to that B point at some point, but they were really never able to do so. Paris doing a very great job of, applying pressure to that P1 area, holding that middle of the map so they couldn't get through green, and it led to only 3 ticks on the board for Paris Letdowns, and it's kind of off the back here of Relax, sitting at 19 and 11, the main slayer of the lobby with that MP40 as well. So, the spawn traps are paying dividends, Zenny.
Yeah, Paris with an early B push. Legoshi, so close for Relax. Legoshi shuts down the streak and Dems quickly on the trade, but Piz picking up 2, shutting down the B push, and Manitoba have returned to their old defensive ways. Relax, though, cross-mapping people with the MP40. Quite the play out of him, but that guy finding a nice respawn 2-piece. Still has the streaks in his back pocket as well. So 4-life lead now for Manitoba. The kills continue to rack up in their favor. Trades quickly come through for Paris, and they're just kind of turtling up in their spawn, trying to hold to get some early picks before pushing out towards A.
Yeah, Legoshi trying to run wild in the spawn here, trying to stay alive, but 2 kills go into Legoshi's favor, or into Manitoba's favor, that might be, and Piz finds himself on a 5 streak as well. 2 off of that glide bomb, and it looks like Manitoba have complete boat control, which kind of completely nullifies that cliff push. Now, Paris are going to have to find another way around the map. They're trying to find their way through the middle, but, they're kind of funneling themselves into the Manitoba Mallards guns right now. That one guy with another kill, still a glide bomb, make that a 5 streak as well. Paris hasn't found any pressure in this offensive round, and Manitoba are running away with it here.
Yeah, the XP League commissioner showing why he's got what it takes. The guy goes absolutely huge. Piz as well picks up a full set of streaks. 25-10. A dominant life count for Manitoba. Paris, though, still up 2 ticks. If they can fully hold here on this defense, prevent Manitoba from gathering no ground whatsoever, they'll be able to secure themselves the round 5 defense, perhaps take this map number 3, but Manitoba, all they have to do, cap two ticks. Don't even need to get the full point. Cap 2 ticks, and then you've got yourself a round 5 defense.
And they have 2 glide bombs to work with as well. Piz goes on a 7 streak to pick up that glide bomb, and it looks like a very decisive B push out of Manitoba Mallards. But Paris Letdowns have some sort of control here. They got 2 players over here, but all 3 get taken down, and now Manitoba can make a full sprint push to that B point and stack it for just at least a moment. Karisu trying to push up this beach side, look over his player Piz, but Paris Letdowns looking for any sign of control they can get. Relaxed with 2 big kills, though. Waves trying to come in with the P1 pinch, and he sees 1 player, but he's unable to get the kill onto them. Relax comes in and takes him down for him, but there's still 1 player here. It's Karisu, find himself on another 7 streak. Now Manitoba have 3 glide bombs to work with, Zenny. They have an entire missile barrage in their back pocket as a team.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if we see them calling in offensively here. This B side is so scrappy. Kills continue to fly their way. Relax has been a one-man army over here defending A. Can he continue to do it? Trying to slide on in, trying to take down these players. Spots 1, manages to find the kill. Another one hops directly onto A right after. Relax. Trying to finesse over here. Kills going the way of Manitoba on the other side of the map. Legoshi gets slid out in front of Relax, manages to find the slide canceled. Chow kills him. And Paris have found themselves in a better spot than they once were, but A zone ticking fast, and that might be the second tick needed for Manitoba to take defense.
Yeah, Paris are all focusing on that one guy here at the top P1 area, and they're still not able to take him down. The last one here is Juice looking for him. He is able to get him, but it looks like Manitoba have that 8 point in their control. So after that dominant defensive round, they find themselves that round 5 defense secured. But let's not forget, Zenny, this offensive round is not over yet. They can still close this one out here.
Yeah, and at this point, why not just full send? Try to throw yourselves into it. Piz finding one of the glide bombs has come through. That was Karisu's. Crashes, clears off any remaining Paris forces. Karisu finds another kill. One player is up the P1. That's going to be Juice. Still managing to find these kills. Karisu looking to take him down. The player on that point, going to be that one guy, continues to slay out, preventing all reinforcement. Relax. He's done all he can, but the teammate comes through. 3 players stacking onto this B zone. The mid cut is going to be the place where they all funnel in. Legoshi finds 1. Legoshi finds 2. And that's going to be the B zone cap. A dominant control out of Manitoba to end a 3-0 series.
What a turnaround out of Manitoba Mallards in this Voodoo control. They have, a round 1 that does not really go into their favor. They let Paris Letdowns get 5.